The OEA addresses education. A record number of people are running for office in Oklahoma. A man is caught roaming Greek Row. This is OU Nightly. Day 9 of the walkout, and Oklahoma teachers spelled out their message to lawmakers this morning, asking for more funding for their classrooms. Welcome to OU Nightly. I'm Collin Kennedy.
And I'm Nicole Nielsen. We have a lot of breaking news coming from the Capitol this afternoon. Just moments ago, the Oklahoma Education Association announced the first phase of the teacher walkout is over and ending today.
This is a live look as educators, parents, and students gather at the Capitol to hear what the largest teaching union in the state has to say.
Faced cuts from the legislature.
OEA expressed that they have decided to support teachers who decide to continue the walkout, as well as those who return to their classrooms. The OEA president says the teachers have fought very hard, and every school district is being asked to send a group of representatives to the Capitol next week to continue fighting for more funding and having discussions with lawmakers. OEA ended its conference saying teachers, parents, and community leaders have the chance to make their voices heard again in November of this year's during election season. Also breaking this afternoon, Oklahoma state employees are calling off their walkout efforts. A spokesperson for the state employees advocacy group says state agencies are already so understaffed they cannot continue to encourage employees to be away from their jobs. In addition, state agencies are now concerned that money directed towards education will come from budget cuts to state agencies.
And although educators remain positive throughout the walkout, for some supporters, the struggle for commuting back and forth started to get difficult.
It's been a personal it's been a personal drain on me, mentally, physically, emotionally. The survivor syndrome is actually what I'm struggling with, because I'm the person that gets to come for our school district and advocate daily.
The teachers are still awaiting a decision to be made by the legislator and are still hopeful they will be given what they have asked for.
The unavoidable consequences of the walkout also started to affect school support staff like bus drivers.
Again, I want to say that I am for funding education, but it got to the point that it's been 2 weeks where I still don't have any income from that job. So that means that I have to work harder on my other job, which is waiting tables, because I don't have the possibility to go pick up kids.
Some bus drivers drove the buses that have shuttled teachers to and from the Capitol, but that is only a small number compared to students driving to and from school.
Candidate filing began yesterday, and the number of people wanting to run for office in November is at a record high. Many of the candidates are motivated by a desire to solve Oklahoma's education funding crisis. On day 1 of the 3-day filing period, 458 people made their candidacy official. That's the highest number to file on the first day in almost 20 years. There's still 1 day left for wannabe candidates to fill out the paperwork and pay the $300 filing fee. The filing period ends tomorrow at 5 o'clock.
And Governor Fallin has named the CEO of the National Cowboy and Western Heritage Museum to the OU Board of Regents. Natalie Shirley will begin a 7-year term overseeing OU Cameron University and Rogers State University after she is approved by the state Senate. She is taking the place of OU Regent Clay Bennett, who is in turn replacing Kirk Humphreys. Humphreys resigned in January after comparing homosexuals to pedophiles on local television.
And Jordan, you were telling me earlier that there's a pretty high risk of fire danger, and it's going on right now. What do you got?
That's right. In fact, on radar, we are actually tracking live a fire that is currently in progress. This fire is currently burning out in Roger Mills County. There it is. You can see the smoke plume being picked up on the radar. Pretty big smoke plume there. And in fact, that is a pretty large fire. Lots of grass fires across the state this afternoon. That will be continuing. Part of the reason for that is because temperatures 101 degrees in Woodward right now. But again, we have historic fire danger potentially coming up for tomorrow. Severe weather will return in a free Sunday morning. All the details coming up, but for now, back to you guys.
Thanks, Jordan. Flu numbers continue to rise this season as Oklahomans continue to battle the widespread virus. The total number of deaths is now up to 271, and the total number of hospitalizations is up to 4,639. The CDC rates Oklahoma in red for high activity, and local health officials say this is the worst outbreak the state has seen in more than a decade. Kids are being hit hard this season, and there may not be an end, with a reported shortage in flu medication for children. And the Mike Pompeo hearing ended this afternoon just before 3 o'clock. Shereen Hashem is in the news center with more details. Shereen.
CIA Director Mike Pompeo testified in front of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee for a hearing lasting nearly 5 hours. He addresses his opinions on the Michael Cohen raid, current Syrian leader, North Korea, and his opposition to gay marriage. Muslim lawmakers as well as members of Congress Keith Ellison and Andre Carson oppose Pompeo's nomination. Environmental Protection Agency Administrator Scott Pruitt is facing allegations regarding unnecessary spending. Pruitt directed staff members to book expensive hotels, help him earn frequent flyer miles, and schedule meetings around personal vacations. New York Senator Chuck Schumer spoke about his opposition to Pruitt.
The Trump administration campaigned on draining the swamp, yet EPA Administrator Scott Pruitt not only embodies the swamp, he's created a new definition of the swamp.
President Donald Trump tweets about when an attack on Syria could happen. Trump says it could take place very soon or not so soon at all. This goes back on his word from earlier today when he said decisions would be made fairly soon. And a fallen tree in Puerto Rico knocks out power for nearly 900,000 people. The massive outage blacked out San Juan, the most populated city on the island. Back to you.
Thank you, Shereen. Still ahead on OU Nightly, a controversial comment during a Thunder game goes viral.
Plus, electric cars are making yet another appearance at this year's Ride and Drive.
To OU Nightly, Norman police took a trespassing suspect into protective custody this afternoon after he was giving a warning last night near OU's North Greek. According to Norman PD, Lieutenant Tucker, a 23-year-old man was given a trespassing warning after police received multiple reports from students who live in North Greek. North Greek resident Brooke Rice says sorority members were wary of the man.
She just felt very uncomfortable and was having a hard time to get in because she knew this guy was there, and then hearing from other people that he was staring at their houses.
Police say due to the nature of the detainment, they will not identify the individual. And a new group is getting hardwired for their battle on legal status. Lauren Linville is here with more. Lauren.
Collin, Saudi Arabia's first robot citizen, Sophia, may not be the last robot to receive rights. The European Parliament envisions a special legal status of electronic people for the most sophisticated robots. While the European Commission is considering the proposal, more than 150 robotic experts warn against this decision. Natalie Nevehans, an expert in the ethics of robotics at Artois University, does not believe robots will ever be able to take part in society without a human operator. NASA is launching its latest telescope next week. TESS, or the Transiting Exoplanet Survey Satellite, will carry on the work of its predecessor, the Kepler telescope. It's expected to discover around 20,000 new planets in its first 2 years. TESS can see new planets and stars a few hundred light years away while differentiating between the stars and planets it discovers. The new telescope will launch on April 16th from Cape Canaveral. And the red apple doesn't fall far from the tree. Apple recently released a special edition iPhone 8 and 8 Plus with a red aluminum body. The model is partnered with Red, a nonprofit organization working to fight against AIDS and HIV. Apple has other themed products, including Beats headphones and Red accessories. An unknown portion of the proceeds from those products will fund grants for testing, counseling, treatment, and prevention efforts.
Well, guys, it seems like every month they're coming out with a new iPhone, but at least this one has some good benefits.
Yeah, that's true, and it's red, and I like the color.
Yes.
Thank you.
Double positives for sure. Fox Sports Oklahoma play-by-play man Brian Davis has come under fire from the term he used during last night's broadcast of the Oklahoma City Thunder versus Memphis Grizzlies game.
Taking the bump.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. I'm Joe Novus. Look at your weather. So right now it is sunny skies, 86 degrees in Norman right now. The hottest day of the year so far, and it will be the hottest day for the next few days. But those winds are strong, south of 25 miles an hour. That's going to be one of the big stories as we go into tomorrow. So two things I want you to watch. We have a dry line and a cold front. Those are the two big factors coming into tomorrow. See, those are getting closer to us. The dry line is in the Panhandle. Cold front is coming across the Rockies. Coming in our direction. We'll be here by tomorrow morning, afternoon, and evening. So here's how this plays out. There's that dry line. There's the cold front. Notice we have showers and thunderstorms developing on the eastern side of the dry line. That's where the moist is. So it's very humid outside. You'll continue to see that for Friday morning. But then notice behind the dry line, it's clear. This area right here is going to be the biggest concern for fire weather for tomorrow. We're talking about wind gusts around 50 miles an hour possibly in Norman tomorrow afternoon. And then that cold front moves through, and we're talking about some majorly cooler air coming in for Saturday and Sunday, and then a freeze is coming up for Sunday morning. More on that in just a bit. But again, our severe storm zone. So where do we expect severe storms tomorrow? It's mainly going to be to the east of Norman. The best chance for severe storms is going to be to the east. On the other side of the dry line, we have the fire weather. Again, here we go. Extreme fire risk off in western Oklahoma. Wind gusts 60 plus miles an hour, low relative humidities, and hot temperatures in the 90s. They were inside the hundreds. In fact, Woodward topped off at 101 degrees today. That's how warm it is, combined with the drought conditions, how dry it is, and you get wind gusts and low relative humidity, then you're going to have a fire danger. So that's the fire weather for tomorrow. Now, lows tonight are going to be really warm, 66 degrees in Norman. Again, that warm, moist air continues to pool into the state overnight tonight. Then we get to tomorrow afternoon, and for your day tomorrow, here we go. There's a chance for a thunderstorm that we could see around noon. And then by 5 o'clock, that'll move off. Northwest winds around 20 to 30 miles an hour. West winds around 30 to 40 miles an hour by noon. Then the highs, notice how it's cooler to our northwest. That's because the cooler air will start to move in, but that fire danger remains. Then Sunday morning, we're going to have lows in the 30s. 31 degrees in Norman, 27 degrees in Woodward. So it's going to be a very cold morning on Sunday. And then as we extend that forecast out, there we go. There's a chance for freezing. We will kind of cool off, but we won't see any temperatures like we saw today, at least for the next 7 days.
I know, but it was really nice and warm.
It was nice and warm and windy.
Unfortunate with all the stuff coming up this weekend, but hey, that's Oklahoma weather.
Yeah.
Thanks, Jordan. Last night, the Wichita State Shockers left Norman pretty shocked. Meridith, the Sooners sent them out of town in a wild way, huh?
Yeah, Collin, the Sooners pulled off a miracle to keep their win streak alive. And we'll have a preview of Saturday's big game next. Sports is next. Welcome back. Sooner Magic was alive and well last night for the OU softball team at Meridith Hines Field. The Sooners trailed 6-0 going into the bottom of the 6th against Wichita State before scoring 7 runs. The tying and winning runs both came from a bases-loaded single by freshman Jocelyn Allo. The win extends the Sooners' streak to 26. And staying on the diamond, it was much less of a nail-biter over at L. Mitchell Park. OU scored run after run with 5 players recording multiple hit nights. The Sooners dominated Oral Roberts 20-3. And Saturday will be a big day in Norman. Softball, baseball, and some Sooner football. Coach Riley and the crew are doing things a little different this year. Tori Johnson has more on Saturday's spring game.
Fans and former Sooners are making their way to Norman Saturday, but this year it's for more than just the annual spring game. Big game Bob Stoops statue will go up. Fans get one more chance to celebrate their Heisman winner in Norman, a pre-game Trace Adkins concert, and throw in Marquise Brown racing students, and you get the biggest OU spring game ever. Coach Lincoln Riley also lined up some guest coaches for the teams that you may have heard of. Sooner alumni and NFL studs Adrian Peterson and Trent Williams will throw on a visor and battle each other from the sidelines. A little friendly competition never hurts, right? Sooners are gearing up to go head-to-head, and Riley announced the rosters Monday. That's when things started heating up between teammates.
We've already been talking smack to each other as soon as we found out and everything, but it's going to be really competitive.
Between me and Hollywood, we usually on the same page, but now we're on different teams, but that's still my boy, but we gonna go battle against each other.
They put us on opposite teams, so I gotta let them know, like, we gonna come out with the W.
Coach Riley did offer some extra incentive to the guys. He has a special meal plan for the winning and losing teams. He's not ready to reveal what's on the menu yet, but he did say it's something that the winners can get excited for and will be more of a punishment for the losers.
I just want my team to win so we can eat good.
At the end of the day, it's all about making these Sooners even better than before. Tori Johnson, OU Nightly.
Sounds like an exciting preview for the season, and the men's basketball team got some good news. Junior college All-American forward Kerr Kwa signs with the Sooners Wednesday. Kwa stands at 6'9", played 2 seasons at Salt Lake City Community College. Last year he averaged 10.7 points, 6.9 rebounds, and 3.3 blocks. And moving it on up to the association, reigning MVP and triple-double king Russell Westbrook made history again. In last night's win over the Memphis Grizzlies, Russ recorded 20 rebounds and became the first player ever to average a triple-double in 2 different seasons. and he did it back-to-back. And the MLB season is underway, but baseballs weren't the only things being thrown yesterday. Colorado Rockies star Nolan Arenado took exception to being hit by a Padres pitcher, starting a brawl that resulted in 5 ejections. Later that night, tempers continued to flare in the Red Sox-Yankees game. Tyler Austin charged the mound after he was struck in the retaliation for sliding into Brock Holt earlier in the game.
A whole lot of crazy stuff going on in baseball, Meredith.
Yeah, I think these players can expect some fines and suspensions from the league.
Should be interesting. Thank you.
No kidding. Thanks. And coming up on OU Nightly, OU's Ride and Drive event is cruising around campus. Stay with us.
I'm Tevis Hillis at the OU Nightly Update Desk with the latest on the Oklahoma Education Association press conference. The president of OEA, Alicia Priest, announced the walkout is over.
Walkout is ending today, and we're going back to school. We are not just giving up and going home. This is not a protest. This is not a rally. This is a movement.
OEA secured $479 million in education funding due to overwhelming support from the public. OEA says the legislature has still fallen short to their responsibility to students. They're asking for lobby teams to go up to the Capitol and keep protesting for students. Back to you all in the studio.
Thank you, Tevis. And how on earth can a car help the environment? OU Facilities Management partnered with OG&E to show students what electric cars are all about.
For 3 years, OG&E has hosted the event Electric Vehicle Ride and Drive. The event gives people a chance to get behind the wheel of different electric car models and see for themselves what makes them special. Spokesperson for OG&E, Christina Dukeman, gave her insight on the cars and what they do.
So what makes the electric vehicles special is they're all electric, so they've got an electric motor and a battery, but they're very, very quiet. I think what's most surprising to people is that they're very smooth and they're very fast.
OG&E brought electric cars of various kinds and dealerships, including a Toyota Prius Prime, a Nissan Leaf, and a Chevrolet Bolt. After signing waivers and showing proof of a license, event attendees were able to take their cars for a spin around Lloyd Noble.
So we've been here at the Lloyd Noble Center and done it each year, and it's always been very, very popular. Today's no exception, so we're really happy to be here.
The cars don't require gas, making them cheaper than alternative cars. OG&E wants to continue to educate the public about the vehicles, as there are currently many federal and state incentives to purchase them. Abby Green, OU Nightly.
The event took place from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. today in the southeast parking lot of Lloyd Noble. And guys, it's just a really great way to educate students on, the advantages of electric cars. So
yeah, I agree. I haven't driven an electric car since I was 2 years old, driving the little big wheel around the driveway. So
Me neither.
I think it's pretty good. Well, Jordan, we saw earlier there how windy it is outside. Mix that with some dry temperatures and
really windy,
makes for some fires.
And dry, and that's going to continue into tomorrow. And this is a very big concern. Avoid all outdoor burning tomorrow. If you see smoke, report it. Even if you think it might have already been reported, let the local authorities know. It's going to be a very dangerous day tomorrow, and we want to keep an eye on that. Okay?
Yeah, it's going to be warm, so we got to be careful. Thank you.
Thank you for watching OU Nightly, brought to you by the Gaylord College of Journalism and Mass Communication on the campus of the University of Oklahoma.
We'll see you back here tomorrow night live at 4:30.
Have a great evening.
Good night.